Hello, we're going to work on the letter sound matching slide. So this is the beginning of some work for alphabetic principle. Pre-A guided readers know very few letters and probably less than 7 letter sounds. So this kind of work is really what they need to be focusing on in addition to reading connected text. But for this lesson, I made a slide here that has a little bit of elasticity, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. First, you'd share the slide with your students by reminding them the sound that these 2 letters represent. So this is an M, the sound is mm. This is an M, the sound is mm. For monkey. So I just bounced that first sound to kind of reinforce the specific sound we're focusing on in that word. And then I'm going to name the picture. I'll have children repeat it, and then I will ask them the first sound. So this is a manatee. You say it, manatee. The first sound is, and then I'm looking for mm. And I really do want kids to get in the habit of saying the word so that the sound is in their mouth. They can feel it. Then I would say, does manatee start like monkey? And I could ask my students to give me a visual sign, maybe a thumbs up. Maybe if they've been sitting for a while in the lesson, I could say, if you think manatee starts like monkey, stand up and do a jumping jack, something to get them moving. And then I could share the cursor on Zoom with the student and have them drag and drop it in here. The idea again is we want them to name the word. So the word is moose. You say it, moose. What's the first sound? Mm. Now, I think after doing this slide with students a couple of times, you could put those things together. You could show them the procedure. You could make the procedure more complicated by saying, you know what? The way we're going to do this slide now is I'm going to point to the word and say it. Then you're going to tell me the word and then tell me the first sound. So it's going to sound like this. Moose, mm. And that could be your procedure as kids are more fluent with this process. Okay. I've picked nice big sound contrasts to do this sort with. So is very different than this. So on one day, kids are putting the pictures, this is a man, of all the things that have the sound, okay? I could come back in here the next day and then change this sort so that instead of it being an sort, I'm going to put this over on the side. I'm going to change this to be a sort. Now, the reason this efficiency works is when I set up this sort, I made the contrasts all, and the contrast sounds were all pictures that started with S. And so the next day we come in and I don't have to change anything on this slide except the target here. And by the way, these letter targets came from later on in our slides by just copying and moving one of these letters up here. Always remember to copy, don't cut, or else your letter cache here in the letter box will be depleted. All right, so here is the sun, and we can now do the sort with a stapler. It's a little tricky because it starts with that the blend. A strawberry, two blend sandwich. I probably should have some more S pictures, so I'll fix that. If we need some more S pictures, I've shown this to you before, but it's insert, images, and we're going to search the web, and we need a, how about a, oh gosh, S pictures, oh my gosh, seriously. Stamp. And you just drag and drop and then resize to make it fit. All right. Now, this is letter sound matching, and I've gotten 2 separate sorts out of this one set of pictures. Now, the other thing you can do is I've just copied some extra um, of my magnetic letters over here. And so you could do this. And you could ask kiddos to find a picture that starts with a sandwich. Share the cursor, the child moves it over. Find a picture that starts with a share the cursor, slide it over. So the same pictures, now we're just making a little bit more hard for students by having multiple categories here that they're having to match. Something that starts with, right? So this would be a way to use it again. And then you could also change this the next day. We still have the same pictures here, but you could make it a 2-column sort, which is a little bit more tricky for students because they're having to think about, both of these sounds. And again, say the name of the picture, the first sound is, and sort them underneath here. So what I like about these slides is the idea is we're creating robust work for students. Kids need to learn how to think about letter sounds, but we're not driving ourselves crazy by inventing completely new materials every day. I would also say that maybe when I get done with, the week of doing the M and the S together, excuse me, the next week I'm going to keep one of these sounds on this board. So maybe my new sound for next week is a P. So I will be putting the P in here, but I'll keep all my S sounds. And it's not just because I'm being lazy about, creating materials. It's that having a very solidly known feature or letter is going to make it easier for them to hear and sort the new sound. So it's good review as well as making it easier to learn the new thing. All right, so that is how to use and reset the letter sound matching slide for guided reading.